A very good morning to my lecturer and my fellow friends. So today I'm going to present my first proposal, reviving role of mangrove ecosystem in Klang area, my study area at the Talagong. Talagong is a village, now a town close to the city. So Talagong is under Majili Pemataran Klang, MPK. So next, Rancangan Tempatan Majlis Pemataran Klang (RTMPK) propose a six dimension of strategies here, and this diagram shows the six strategies. So these six strategies focusing on the policy sustainable development, which is focusing some of the approaches for my study area: commercial and industrial, agriculture, livestock and fisheries, tourism, environment and forestry infrastructure and utilities, and management and implementation. So next, for the land use plan, the focusing area, land use, open space, recreation, commercial area need to be developed for my study area. So next, quality environment dimension for study area, Talagong area. They are the three risk: flash flood, high tide, and sea level rise. So need to be proposed integrate development control around the mangrove because it's a level 1 sensitivity area. Need to be conserve and preserve the mangrove. Next, competitive economy dimensions. They are the two opportunity to become a tourism spot here. So next, for the issues, environmental issue, they are mangrove destruction, flash flood due to the land curves, and social issues, lack of multicultural society, and physical issues, unconnected the accessibility. So next, for the problem statement, natural resources destruction, less effectiveness, and also value spaces. So the aim to revive the mangrove ecosystem and reclamation area towards preserving the environment and enhancing the quality of life. For objective, identify the approaches to preserve the restore the sensitivity environmental area, especially mangrove, and to determine the previous and current aquaculture trend, integrate them into the landscape design, and also to determine the criteria suitable habitat for the flora and fauna. So next, my scope of study to determine the relationship between the ecosystem services, regulating and cultural services, and human well-being. So for the methodology objective, for the first objective, focusing on sediment and criteria. Second objective, the parameter focusing on the support from local culture, and third objective focusing on the habitat. So for my literature review study, and second, the data collection in terms of secondary collecting comparative data, which is secondary data collection, and then case study, which is one of the research method. For proposed site, Talagong area is a coastal area of the coastal fishing village, Kampung Nelayan. As you can see the pictures here, Kampung Nelayan, Kampung Hamid Tua, and then Talagong Fish Market. So next is the expected outcomes. So identify what are the ways to enhance the ecosystem and also enhance the quality of life. So how can ways to replant the mangroves here? So one of the techniques is cultural structure, and also can design eco-friendly structure, which is act as a fish-friendly structure, act as a eco-friendly here, and then identify the techniques to reconnect the community. So how provide the technology designs, for example, e-dagang on online platform, and then reconnect the community by providing a natural trails, sustainable stream fishing spots for the locals. So then also can identify the approaches to rebuild the riverland by applying SDG goals here. So next, in conclusion, MPK master plan study that proved Talagong area indeed awarded the natural resource potential to be developed in terms of local scales, vegetation growth, enhance the sediment aggregations here. So references, these are the references here. Thank you. And then for my second proposal, reviving the identity and heritage of Klang Riverine, my study area at the Port Klang. So Port Klang is the largest port in Malaysia. It is a commercial and industrial hub, which is located at the Klang district. So next, the issues, they are the water pollution, lack of fishing spot, lack of open spaces, lack of awareness to preserve the cultural and historical value. For the problem statement, there are the negative open spaces, negative space activities, and lack of imageability and circulation, and mangrove destruction along the river. Then for the aim, to increase and rejuvenate the local culture economic growth. Then for the objective, to determine what are the character of the culture, including the natural resources throughout the villages, and to identify the approaches that can improve the fisherman area. And then my scope of study to revitalizing the river area, especially the Sungai Klang, and study on the cultural resources by applying cultural mapping approaches. So next, the methodology for the first objective is focusing on the local culture and settlements. For the second objective, focusing on the river landscape and local economy. So next, my proposed site is a Port Klang. As we can see, the site plan, my study area is the whole Port Klang here. Okay. Then next, my expected outcome, especially at the Tanjung Harapan, is a focal point of the Port Klang, which is need to improve the waterfront area and also can promote some other local activities, water activities here. So in conclusion, all these local assets and resources need to be managed in strategic way to create the identity, preserve the nature, heritage and culture. So these are the references. So thank you for listening.